Good afternoon. This is the Baltimore group, which consists of myself, Jennifer Mejia, as well as Chelsea Lawson, Kirsten Melchin, and Bobby Lynn. And today we will be discussing our proposed property. Chelsea and I will be going over the market information, and Kirsten and Bobby will later be discussing the financial aspects. So our proposed property is originally a Holiday Inn located in downtown Baltimore, Maryland. The property is 136,037 square feet and consists of 2 towers and a parking garage. It'll be a dual branded AC Moxie hotel, including a business center, a fitness center, an indoor pool, 3 food and beverage facilities, and 11 meeting spaces. Here's a map of the city to show exactly where our proposed hotel will be located, as well as a bird's eye view of the property. These pictures here are inspiration for our hotel design. The site will have 1 lobby in each tower. This will allow each lobby to keep their aesthetic for the designated brand. The rooms will compare to each brand standards and continue the modern, sleek aesthetic the hotel is going for overall. When determining the type of guests will be staying at our property, there are many businesses surrounding the area of Baltimore that help determine the market. For example, we have universities and hospitals near the proposed hotel. Education is a big industry with more than 54,000 people employed in educational services. Baltimore is home to the Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine and the University of Maryland School of Medicine, which are both leaders in healthcare. Baltimore is also ranked 3rd nationally in the concentration of healthcare service employees and has over $3 billion invested in hospital expansions. As well, the Port of Baltimore is one of the largest ports on the eastern seaboard. By going through the Chesapeake Bay and the Chesapeake and Delaware Canal, is a popular choice to get out to the sea. Baltimore also has one of the fastest growing IT markets in the nation and will continue to grow over the next couple of years. According to Time magazine, Baltimore is ranked number 10 in the nation for fastest growing technology markets. And now Chelsea will be going over the neighborhood information.
Thank you, Jenny. So right here on the map, you can see our physical location of the proposed site, which is the Holiday Inn, currently a Holiday Inn, and it's nearby many demand generators, which are in the red circles and also the red rectangle as well. It's nearby the Inner Harbor, the University of Maryland, Oriole Park, Baltimore Medical Center, as well as the Baltimore Convention Center. The subject property is located in downtown South Baltimore, and this neighborhood is within the CBD, so that it's a very city-like feel with access to many business centers and nearby stores. It is in walking distance to the Convention Center, the Medical Center, and the University of Maryland, Baltimore. Other aspects of the neighborhood include tourist attractions such as museums, stadiums, and also the National Aquarium. And all of these help bring in demand to the proposed site. As well, there is the Baltimore Port, which also includes the cruise terminals, which is a short drive away from the proposed location. Next, I'll be talking more about the supply and demand. Historically, when looking at the data that we collected from the CBRE report, it shows that annually the occupancy has been a bit of a decline, but has not been over a negative 2% in change. So historically looking at 67%. The ADR also mirrored similarly to the occupancy. The ADR has been around 114, and it was increasing between 2014 and 2017, but did see a decrease in 2018, and it hasn't reached anywhere below negative 1.1% in decrease. Lastly, for RevPAR has showed an increase from 2014 to 2016, and then in 2017 through 2018, it did show a decrease, but it's been sitting around $76. Now looking at the future, so Baltimore, its occupancy levels are expected to range between 65.1% and 66.5% during a 5-year forecast period. So we're seeing it's probably going to be around 65%. Looking at the ADR, it's expected to continue to grow. It's looking through to 2023 to increase, and it's sitting around 119, and it should be as high as around 124 nearing 2023. And lastly, with RevPAR, again, looking in the future, it's projected to increase through 2023, and it's expected to grow at least 1%, and looking at around $78 for RevPAR. So looking at overall the Baltimore supply and demand trends, we were seeing a sharp decline compared to the steady growth of supply. So right now, Baltimore does have quite a bit of supply, but it's expected that the demand will increase, and that will also drive the occupancy to increase as well. Looking at the STR report, it revealed more information on the classes in the second image below. And you're seeing that the luxury class had a really good ADR growth, and the mid-scale class, on the other hand, had the least ADR growth. So our proposed hotel, which is the dual-branded property, which sits in the upper mid-scale and the upscale, we're both showing an increase in supply and demand. So overall, demand will eventually increase, which will make this proposed dual-branded site essential to Baltimore. The current decline in demand will subside in time, as soon as it does catch up with the supply. And this will give the hotel the opportunity to thrive in this growing city like Baltimore. And now I will pass it on to Kirsten, where she will explain more about our competition.
All right, thank you, Chelsea. So when looking at the competitors for our property, we're able to see two different sets, one for AC as well as one for Moxie. For our AC comp set, which are our primary comp sets, are shown from left to right as being the Delta Hotel Baltimore Inner Harbor, Hotel RL Baltimore Inner Harbor, Hotel Revival Baltimore, and Brookshire Suites Inner Harbor BW Premier Collection. These hotels were chosen because of the amount of rooms offered in each hotel, which had a range from about 95 rooms up to 150 rooms. The hotels are also located near the Inner Harbor, as well as located a few minutes from the downtown Baltimore area. As well as when looking at the Hotel Revival in Brookshire, they both have a large number of room floor levels in their hotel. They are all upper upscale hotels, which is in line with AC's side of the hotel. Then when looking at the Moxie comp sets, which is the secondary comp sets that we use when determining the ADR occupancy as well as the peak seasons for the hotel, the two hotels are shown in order, left to right, being the Home 2 Suites by Hilton Baltimore downtown and the Holiday Inn Express Baltimore at the stadium. These hotels were chosen as our comp sets for Moxie due to their location of the hotels being downtown and near attractions such as the casino, as well as the amount of rooms that they offered in each hotel. The hotels are classified as upper mid-scale hotels, which helps show the similarities that the Moxie side will have with these hotels. When looking at the projected occupancy that our group has determined was based upon the projections from the host report that were given regarding Baltimore as well as Galveston for the similarities that both reports offered for each tower of the hotel. The combined proposed occupancy of the dual branded property was determined by looking at the combination of proposed occupancy, and it was determined by the pro formas for AC and Moxie, and then going in and combining both of those pro formas to just one proposed occupancy annual for the entire property. And that leads into our mix of business for the proposed property. When making assumptions about the mix of business, the proposed property needed to combine the pro formas for both AC and Moxie as being the dual brand in order to present one clear representation of the mix of business that this property will end up seeing. The mix of business was determined by looking at the type of guests that are visiting Baltimore and determining whether they are looking for business or pleasure in the city, which leads to the higher percentage of transient guests coming into the hotel. We're hoping to keep a steady amount of groups coming into the property, as well as slow, steady increase in contract guests as the first 5 years are completed. Next, we have Bobby, who's going to be talking about more of the financials for this.
All right, thank you so much, Kirsten. I'll be talking about the average rate. So first, let's break it down to the AC branded side. We expect, the AC to mostly have transient demand and around 78% of our business. So our rate will be slightly higher, ranging from $165 to $175. and it will grow year over year, while our group business will make up around 21%, and our rate will be lower, ranging from $170 to $176. Our contract will make up the remaining business of less than 1%, with rates ranging from 40 to $44. As you can see in the graph, our ADR and RevPAR are steadily increasing year over year. We initially founded the ADR by using the trend report and finding variances, as well as looking at CBRE's Horizon report to see variances in their market and submarket sectors forecast. And we're able to determine our current rate at 160 for AC, and then it will again increase around 4 to 7% year over year. And next we have the Moxie. The Moxie is mostly transient demand, and so we expect the rate to be where are the notes? Sorry. Okay, so we expect the rate to be $105 to $118, and it will again grow year over year. Again, the ADR is calculated by using the trend report and finding the variances, as well as comparing it to CBRE's Horizon report and comparing those variances. And we found the first year for Moxie to be $105 and increasing year over year from 2 to 3%. And actually in our third year stabilized year, we have the quickest growth from $108 to $111, and then it will be expected to remain stable for the following years. And this again is the same for AC Hotel as well. And next we see we will talk more about the stabilized year, which we made most of our comparison of our financials to. And the overall property will have a combined ADR of 154.71, an occupancy of 70.3%, and a RevPAR of 108.78%. Again, these numbers are based on the combined performance of both both hotels, and they're again used based on the CBRE's Horizon and the trend report. So talking about the stabilized year, the third year, next we see the chart for the CBRE's forecast. So next. Yeah, so here we see CBRE's forecast for all hotels as well as upper price hotels. And as we can see in our stabilized year, we're doing actually really good compared to all the hotels. And we're doing we will perform better in the stabilized year for the upper price hotels. So for example, in 2023, which is our stabilized year, we had a RevPAR of 108.78, while CBRE forecasted all hotels will be at $81, while CBRE forecasted for upper price hotels it will be $101. So we definitely outperformed them on that basis, and we will continue to outperform them after the stabilized year. The first year, again, we were just getting started, so we expect demand to be slower, and hence we will be underperforming the market. So next, we we see the overall key performance indicators combined here very neatly. We see that ADR, RevPAR is steadily growing, as well as occupancy is exponentially growing from 2021 to 2023, and then staying consistent or relatively the same throughout the years, and our RevPAR will be doing the same, while ADR will be slightly increasing to accommodate for that change. And okay, so here we see a neat graph of EBITDA and our net operating income, and as well as our gross operating income. We see that it is steadily growing year over year, and this is mainly due to the fact that we will be having increased revenue year over year, as well as decreasing expenses year over year. And mostly EBITDA is increasing strongly also because we have kind of steady taxes, and we assumed that we had steady taxes and insurance, as well as management fees. So yeah, it's quite profitable. Next. So overall, this Baltimore is a rising city that that seems to be untapped and has a lot of potential. So based on our analysis, we believe this proposed site will be attractive for all owners and developers, because it is in a strategic location near many demand generators, including we're right in downtown, and we're next to the Inner Harbor, as well as close to many universities. Baltimore is a place known for healthcare, and has a lot of IT and manufacturing development and other leisure activities. We see that demand is expected to catch up to supply, because we have a lot of catch up to supply. Yes. So we see that it's a growing market in the central location. Again, it's in the central business district and in the harbor with a lot of development. So that's why demand is increasing, as well as our dual-branded hotel will be able to comfortably capture the demand from different travelers. We also will have amenities that will hopefully induce additional demand, such as our restaurant and bar and cafe. And we believe also that there is an opportunity for lifestyle brands to develop, because it's currently lacking in the area. So Moxie and AC will definitely meet that demand and become a successful brand hotel. And finally, we see that as we showed earlier, we will have it will be profitable. We will have increased net operating income year over year, and so we expect it to confirm this feasibility of this property. So overall, it is feasible to do this project. Thank you.